Hello and welcome to Slanty Scotland whiskey tasting episode 10, and we'll actually be tasting a 2B whiskey and not a whiskey today. So, as we've explained before, you can only call it a whiskey if it's been aged in Scotland for at least 3 years, and some say 3 years and 1 day to compensate for leap years and stuff like that. So something unique actually today. When you go on a distillery tour, they explain to you exactly the process of malting the barley and then making the kind of the washes, which then goes into the wash still, that then gets distilled into the low wines. The low wines then get redistilled into what we take as the new spirit. And very few distilleries actually let you taste the new spirit, because obviously, you know, the pure alcohol that's going to go into the barrels. Some will let you put some onto your hands that you could smell it, but very few actually give you a taste of it. So what's unique about today is that there is a new distillery in Glasgow called the Clydeside Distillery, and they're brand new. So basically, none of their spirit is yet old enough or has been matured enough in barrels to call it whiskey. So they're not selling any whiskey yet. But what they are selling, which is something I've not seen before, is the actual new make spirit. I'll show you closer. This is the bottle. So when you go to the Clydeside Distillery, you can buy yourself some new make spirit. So this is 63.5% alcohol. It's most likely watered down to the point that they want to water it down before they put it in the barrels. I don't know. It might not be watered down. I'm unsure. So I went for a quick visit there not long ago. They've got a really nice shop with lots and lots of different whiskies, a nice tasting area. They've got a lovely bar. So even though they don't have any of their own whiskey yet, you can already go and buy yourself some really, really nice whiskies. And including this 200 milliliter bottle of new make spirit, which I love the idea of, because I've always thought to myself, why don't they sell the new make spirit? You can kind of equate to it as a really strong schnapps or something like that. So this bottle will go out on tour with us once this tasting is done, and we'll probably get a few more because it's actually very, very, very nice. Packaged in the classic kind of whiskey bottle setup with the cork and the kind of, I think this is a kind of lead or something. And when I tasted this was quite a while ago, so I'm going to give this another shot. So the first thing, when you smell this, you can really smell the sharp alcohol, obviously. But more importantly, something that's unique is that you can really smell the barley, the malted barley in this. What I would equate this to is, if anybody's ever been to Austria or the south of Germany and bothered to buy really nice, strong corn schnapps. So not peach or anything like that, just straight schnapps. It's got that same strength, that same burn, that fruitiness, but on top of that, you can taste the barley, that slight hint of creamy barley. This is absolutely beautiful to drink, to be honest. So, as I mentioned before, the Clydeside Distillery have just opened. They're open for business. Definitely worth a visit. The Clydeside Distillery, 100 Stopcross Road in Glasgow. It's basically, the easiest way to explain is if you go to the science, what's the place called? the Science Centre, and you go across the walk bridge, and it'll be on your left. I've opened the website to give you a quick hint. Dock here and whiskey yourself away. Glasgow stills are flowing again at the Clydeside Single Malt Scotch Whisky Distillery. Come down to the Queen's Dock and watch our craftsmen distill pure new make spirit by hand, the time-honoured way. You'll find more than you'd expect, with so many of Scotland's finest single malts to enjoy in our whisky shop and whisky tasting. You can even immerse yourself in Glasgow's history as you wander around the fascinating dockside story. So the dockside story will most likely be all around the shipbuilding that was on the Clyde all the way from Glasgow. You could argue all the way down to Greenock, really. So here's a wee look at the website. This is a joy. This is a real joy. Not a whiskey yet, a whiskey to be. Very interesting tasting what goes into the barrels. A very nice, I have to say, schnapps, because that's the only thing I can equate it to, with that lovely barley, malted barley aftertaste. Very smooth, very easy to drink considering it's 63.5. I've not been on a tour with them yet, and that still has to be done. But the website has some really nice pictures of the still house and all the different aspects of the distillery. So what I would suggest is when you're here, you're staying in Glasgow, you can easily get a taxi there depending on where you stay. You can even walk there and do a quick visit. So we hope to see more of them this year, especially on our Whisky Tours. That's it from Slange Scotland, Slange Scotland, Slanjeva.